So we are celebrating Narasimha Jayanti. On the eve of Narasimha Jayanti tomorrow, we should recollect some of the pastimes of Lord Narasimha experienced by practicing devotees like all of us. Lord Narasimha eternally resides in Vaikuntha, and then he comes down to this world and performs wonderful pastimes. He appeared in this world in Satya Yuga, but that does not mean that he is not available for us now. Lord is always existing. Even in Kali Yuga, in our own movement, we can see how Lord Narasimha protected our movement. During Lord Chaitanya's times, Narasimha protected Hare Krishna movement by appearing to Kaji in the dream, and then he protected Prabhupada when he underwent, I think, third heart attack. Actually, that's the time Prabhupada introduced Narasimha mantra to Hare Krishna movement. He said, in this Kali Yuga, there will be a lot of demoniac forces wanting to stop this movement and also to put obstacles in our spiritual life. So Prabhupada gave pranam mantra of glorification of Lakshmi Narasimha, Prahlad Narasimha, and then he told all the devotees to, every day recite this mantra. So all over the planet, Narasimha worship was introduced by none other than Prabhupada, the founder Acharya of ISKCON Hare Krishna movement. Prabhupada not only introduced Radha Krishna worship, but he also introduced Lakshmi Narasimha, Prahlad Narasimha worship throughout the planet. He is the first Vaishnava Acharya to take Narasimha worship outside of our country. So Lord's pastimes are continuing, and apparently Prabhupada has disappeared. Lord Narasimha is also not visible, but nonetheless they are very active in each and every one of our lives. As soon as we chant Hare Krishna, Lord Narasimha is also pleased. And we are all young devotees from ISKCON Bangalore. We came to this Hyderabad temple, Hyderabad project. Around 8 to 9 of us, we came here, and it is like an entrepreneurial journey, almost with minimum support. We have taken a rented house near to this Hare Krishna Golden Temple, what is standing today, and then we all started our journey. We have no idea what we are walking into. We are walking into a project which is going to be highly turbulent. So this Kshetram, this is called Swayambhu Kshetram. That means Lakshmi and Narasimha, they are Swayam Vyakta, self-manifested deity on a boulder. Initially when I came here, it was the whole land was covered with bushes. It's like an unorganized, kind of an establishment here, and completely filled with bushes, and it's like a forest, a wild forest. but without any useful plants. And the temple was very small, maybe around 20 by 12 or something like that. So it is known as Basti temple. There is no agama, there is no parampara standards, and the worship of Lakshmi Narasimha is not happening at all. So somebody complained to Yadadri that you are worshipping Lakshmi Narasimha, and here is one more Lakshmi Narasimha deity and nobody is worshipping. So they have appointed one pujari with 1,500 rupees as salary. Actually, nobody can survive with their salary, and then there is hardly anybody coming to this temple, and it's full of dark, it's all dark area, much far away from the city. That's the kind of situation. I remember when I came first time, almost 12 years ago, it is, the road is also not there. The currently whatever road we are seeing today, just opposite, the road leading to Hare Krishna Golden Temple, that road was not there. And and it was a very dark and dense area. So that's the kind of a situation, and then the total worship and Naivedya, everything is stopped. So that Pujari tried reviving. Before him, there was one security family here, and that security guard used to drink, and once in a while he used to come and do some arati like this in a drunken state. Actually, these are all, not as per Shastra. So that was the scenario, and we walked into this situation. And oblivious to our intelligence, there are many forces working on this land. We came to build the temple, but there are already many people working here silently. But their goal is to take away this land for their own purposes. After all, this is a 5-acre land in Banjara Hills on road number 12. So you can imagine it is a very precious land. It is said that in 1907, according to endowment records, 1907, there is one king called Maharaj Sri Krishan Prasad Jagirdar. He has given an extent of 47.19 acres to this deity. It is said that during those days it was a very opulent and highly visited temple. It is said that Akkanna Madanna, during Nawab's time, their prime ministers, they also used to visit this temple. These are all local people, some very elderly people, what they have heard in their parampara, they used to tell us. We have heard all these things from a person in the Basti, who is about 90 years plus, and then he heard this from their elders. So long ago, after the Maharaj, we heard that there was one sannyasi who used to live on this land, and he used to manage the worship. But by then the popularity, whatever you call it, it has dwindled. The scenario has changed. The city has moved somewhere else, and this has become a kind of a outskirts of the city. During Prabhupada's time, Banjara Hills is not a prominent place. It is kind of a rural, suburban outskirts of the city. Those days, the city means Abbots. And you see, Prabhupada built a temple in Abbots, in the center of the city. So coming back to here, so the Maharaja has given that much of land, but 90% of it is untraceable. It has been encroached and occupied by various people. So that's when the government came under fire. That opposition has launched an attack on the government that you are not protecting the Hindu lands. And what happened? one piece of this land was taken away by one some other religious institution, and for their purposes. So it has become a big issue. The government is also looking for a reputed organization who can come and take over this temple and renovate it nicely. So that's when the officials visited ISKCON Bangalore temple, and they saw the temple, how it is beautifully managed. Particularly the commissioner, when he came to the temple in ISKCON Bangalore, he happened to visit, of course, nature call, so he went into one washroom there, public washrooms, and to his surprise, the washroom is kept very clean and neat, hygienically maintained, and he was very impressed. Because generally, unfortunately, many temples, cleanliness is a big issue. Of course, now things are changing. Many temples are now implementing these principles. So the commissioner was very happy, and during that is Brahmotsav time, so we brought him to do some Julan to Radha Krishna Chandra. So the commissioner was doing Julan to Radha Krishna Chandra, and suddenly he gets a call. And then he is trying to answer the call, and then while doing the Jula, so somebody, his assistant called him and said, "Sir, you got a good news. You got a promotion as principal secretary, that is above commissioner's post." So he was very happy. You can see how the Lord is, unfolding the miracles. He is Sarvadbhutaya Namaha. Narasimha's one name is Sarvadbhutaya. He is, full of miracles. Actually, for ordinary people like us, his actions and his leelas appear miraculous, but that's the nature of Lord. His opulence, his spiritual energy is such that all his activities are miraculous, inconceivable, miraculous leelas. So the time factor is under the control of the Lord. And you see how the timing, the official is doing this, that's exactly the time he got the good news. So he was very impressed. He understood that this is a very pious organization, and I am also blessed by such opportunity. So immediately he said, "Swamiji, I will push the file from my side, and you please take care from the higher sides." So that's how, to cut short the story there, we got the land, and we kind of took possession in 2011. So that means about 13 years back, we all came here. And so a small team came here. We took a rented house, and then as I was mentioning, we are walking into something which is very, very interesting or challenging terrain. And much later we came to know that this kshetram is not an ordinary kshetra. Some of the locals have told us that they have heard from their elders that in this kshetra, long ago, it is said that Lord Shiva, he meditated, he did tapas to have darshan of Sri Lakshmi Narasimha. And to confirm this, much later, we, to our kshetram, one scholar visited here, one Madhva scholar, a very elderly person. He visited this place. As soon as he came, and then he felt the vibration, and it's a very special place. And then when he saw that both Lakshmi Narasimha and Shiva, both are self-manifest deities, he said, "Oh, this is wonderful." And then he went inside Lakshmi Narasimha Garbhalaya. He spent some time, he prayed to the deity, and then when he is coming out, then he told us one interesting thing. He said, Swamiji, long, long ago, this is a tapo bhumi. This place, Lord Shiva has performed tapas to have darshan of Sri Lakshmi Narasimha. And then he quoted from two Pancharatrika texts. One is called Ahir Budnya Samhita, and one more is called Ishvara Samhita. And then he says, Lord Shiva, he chanted one mantra called Shri Mantra Raja Padastotra. Actually, if you Google it, you will get to know this stotra, Mantra Raja Padastotra. So, in that stotra, Lord Shiva, as conclusion, he prays to Lord Narasimha, Dasa Bhutaha Swataha Sarve Atmana Paramatmanaha Atohamapi Te Dasaha Iti Matva Namamyaham. He says, my Lord, all the living entities are your servants by nature. Swataha, by nature. So, I am also, ato ahamapi, I am also te dasaha, your servant. So, iti matva namamyaham, I am offering my humble obeisances unto you. So, pleased by these prayers, it is said that Lord Lakshmi Narasimha appeared here, and Narasimha blessed Shiva by keeping the Shanka, the conch shell in his hand, which is known as Panchajanya, and kept on the head of Lord Shiva. So, when Lord Shiva had such darshan, and he received the blessing, he requested the Lord that he be give the opportunity to the generations to come to have his darshan and service. So that's how the deities have become self-manifest here. Actually, the locals told me that Lakshmi Narasimha have went from here to Yadagiri Gutta and to give audience to the Yada Rushi. The Yadadri came from the name of a sage called Yada Rishi. So this Yada Rishi was also praying and doing tapas, and it is said that Lakshmi Narasimha from here, he went there in 108 steps. Actually, in our hillock also, you will be able to trace one or two, one lotus feet imprints we have put in, this under the banyan tree you can see, and there and along the path there are 108 steps. That's why there is a tradition. Annually, there are some devotees who take one Ratha Yatra from that city, from our temple, not exactly from our temple because here there is no facility. From the city, they take a Ratha Yatra up to Yadagiri Gutta, and thousands and thousands of people they participate in this Ratha Yatra. This is in commemoration of Lord going from here to Yadadri and Yadagiri Gutta. So you can see, unknowingly, we all walked into an extraordinary place. We have no idea what is this whole thing, but by Prabhupada's mercy, Lakshmi Narasimha has given chance to ISKCON Bangalore and their its devotees to come and do some seva here. So that's how we all came here, and by the time when we came here, this land is many portions of this land are unprotected. So our first duty was to put a compound wall because unless you do that, we will not be able to uh, reduce the encroachment. Actually, continuously there is an encroachment going on. When we were, we got the G1, we were, and we are yet to come here. Some of the locals came to know that we got the G1, and some of them took away some more little portions. So this was the scenario. It's a hot spot. So so we came here. What we found was there are 3 already encroached hutments inside the land. These hutments are inside these hutments. There are some 3 families, and they are living for, we don't know, many years, and then there is no compound wall. This is how we came here. And then when we came here, the first duty was to put up the compound wall so that the boundaries are protected. We did that. Lot of resistance came, and somehow we could manage it. So like that, it is a journey from 2011 up to 2014-15. So wherein here the government has changed. 14, government has changed, and slightly favorable winds came, and we could complete the temple in 2018. So these many years, a small group of youngsters, of course I am the oldest in that team. Most of the devotees are 25-30, and I am the senior most. So we have no idea. We joined the Krishna consciousness movement after working for, say, some couple of years, and some of them after their education, we all came and joined here, and we have no idea how this material world is so dangerous and how it works. And of course I have experience of doing a lot of services in ISKCON Bangalore, and but this we are walking into an unusual circumstances. And that journey is a long story. I'll try to tell some few things. As I mentioned, it is Maharaja Sri Krishna Prasad Jagidar. He gave this land, but 400 years ago it was kind of recognized and entered into the endowment records. It is said that this temple belongs to 7th or 8th century. This is as for endowments records. Okay, so when the encroachments are happening and all that, as I said, the officer came, he experienced the reciprocation from the deities, so they allotted the land to us. And when the land was allotted, there are some people, I'm little hesitant to say who are they. They are also supposed to be devotees, but they are the people who filed a bill against allocation of this land to us. Bill means public litigation, public interest litigation in the High Court. Their point is that how this, Hare Krishna, ISKCON is Hare Krishna, they have a different sampradaya, and this temple belongs to Sri Vaishnava sampradaya. How can you allot this temple to that sampradaya and hand over? Like that they have mentioned some apparently not so serious, but they have mentioned all these points. So and their plea is that this bill should be squashed, should be taken away. they're supposed to be practicing Hare Krishna devotees but belonging to some other group. This is the scenario, belonging to the opposite camp. So that's the first challenge that we have. So then we were fighting in the High Court, and that case was going on. Meanwhile, we already took possession of the land, but we cannot construct anything because of the status quo of the High Court. But even then, we were facing a lot of difficulties. Because the local, some of the Basti people, they are not happy that we have come here and trying to develop this land. Now, why are they not happy? Because they have their own plans. This is a valuable land, and they are not interested in seeing that some nice temple comes and it becomes an iconic destination of the city. They have no such ideas. It's not that all the Basti people, there are certain leaders, the Basti leader, political leaders, they are unhappy with us. And they have instigated a local minister that we are all actually false ISKCON group. Actually, in the beginning days, they used to call us 420 Hare Krishnas, 420 Hare Krishna. So this was the kind of name we went through. A lot of humiliation, rumors, allegations, character assassinations, and whatnot, many more, to demoralize our morale and see that we run away from this place. This was their strategy. They tried many things to drive us away, but Narasimha protected us. He wanted this iconic temple to come up here, and we can see at every major instance the Lord's care and protection. So when we started the construction here, the south side one shed we wanted to put up, that is Janmastami. For Janmastami we are trying to put up the south side shed. So that's the time this minister, along with some people, he came and attacked us. He attacked in the sense 50-60 people, they all came inside the temple. They drove away the workers who are working. They threw stones on them, and they broke some equipment, and kind of a little bit vandalized the things around, and scared all the workers to go away. And not only that, they called media, and then minister started addressing the media, saying that these are all false ISKCON people, Hare Krishna people, and they're doing this, they are doing that, all kinds of allegations. And what they have done, this is a big land. Somewhere they have threw some, whiskey bottles, some condoms, and all those things. And then that the ministry is saying, see, look, these people, daytime they are chanting Hare Krishna, holding some bags, but actually you really don't know their nature when it becomes dark. In the night time they are different. They are this, they are that, like that. They started doing character assassination. So then anyway, these are all new to us. How do you handle a big minister creating such ruckus with an agenda in mind? It is unknown to us. So all along we have seen Prabhupada's direction and Krishna's, Narasimha's help. The Lord has sent the right kind of persons, right kind of help at the right time, and we took the right decisions at the right time and crossed over those incidents. So it is an exciting journey, but it was not so, we are not feeling exciting. We were under tension and anxiety for many days. So that's the, when we were about to construct this, one Vastu consultant happened to come here, and then he saw that the land is having lot of Vastu dosha. You know, if you observe Golden Temple, you will see northeast is at the 100-meter level, and the south west, that is, south is at the level of about 84 meters. Generally south has to be on an elevated level. Actually, Vastu doshas will not be applicable to temples, Narasimha temple particularly. This is for people who are living a conditioned life. For the Lord there are no Vastu doshas, but still, since we humans, we are trying to do something, as much as possible we will try to follow these principles also. Although by Lord's mercy these doshas have not shown any effect on us. So he said clearly, Swamiji, even if you start the temple, you will not be able to construct beyond pillars. You will not be able to put even the slab also. This is how he said. But now not only slab, the temple is ready, there is gold also, and it has become first golden temple of Telangana. So this is a miracle, inconceivable. That person, later on when he came, that same Vastu consultant, he was shocked. He said, this is divine power, this is Narasimha's power, otherwise it's impossible. And one more thing that we saw is in Banjara Hills, if you drill a bore well, you have to go up to 1000 feet or 1200 feet. And during construction time, we needed water, so we digged a well here. Just in 200 feet, 4-inch water came. So much water. And that water, has completed the construction. For construction, we have not brought any water from outside. You can see. Actually, when I told this to some person, he said, Swamiji, I generally don't believe in all these miracles, but this is a real miracle. A 4-inch water in Banjara Hills, and that to 200 feet, impossible. This is what it is. So, like that, we started seeing that is a very special Kshetram here. There are unusual things are happening around us, but we have no idea. We are trying to do our duty. As Prabhupada said, our morning sadhana, our chanting, and after our morning program, then we used to do some activity, ensure that something comes up, like that. I was mentioning that High Court case was there. Actually, during that time, around 2012-13, there was a Telangana movement in this state. So that time, because of this movement, the courts were closed. The High Court was closed for a long time. And then, government has made some arrangements. So that time government. So the court has announced, High Court has announced that okay, we will open on so and so date. And then when they were about to open, then again there was some these people, again there was a strike and there kind of a disturbance, so they could not open it. And again one more opportunity High Court has taken, and then they just opened the court, and the hall number 1, the judge seated, and the first case is the pill against our temple, Banjara Hills temple. and the bench consisting of two people, and so they have squashed the pill and then said that now Hare Krishnas can go ahead. That happened, I think, around probably around 12 or 13. And let me tell you, that after our case is over, the judgment is delivered. Immediately, this Telangana, those people, they came and again shut the court down. So that means only one case was handled on that day, and the court was shut again. And that day happened to be Radhastami, the divine appearance day of Srimati Radharani. So Radharani's blessing, the service opportunity is given by Radharani. Devotional service directly is under Srimati Radharani. It is proven here. So we got this opportunity of seva and service on that particular day. So then we wanted to do some activity, but then this minister has created such a big ruckus just on the eve of Janmastami. So I'll just quickly mention how we did this Janmastami, and then we will stop here because it's already getting time. Maybe some other time we can discuss many more pastimes. The point is, Lord Lakshmi Narasimha is always active. He is extremely active in the life of Hare Krishna devotees, even sadhakas' lives. So that is the kindness, mercy of the Supreme Lord, and so that's so today we are in a wonderful temple environment and able to do some seva. Okay, when the minister attacked the temple like that, just on the eve of Janmastami that time, the many things went wrong, many things were going on. All the the channels who came here, media channels, minister called all the channels to come to the temple land. That time temple was not there. This temple was not there, a small temple was there. So minister addressed so many channels, and then after that all those channels came to our little rented house. First time in my life I am seeing some about 12 channels keeping their mics in front of me and asking, Swamiji, what happened in your land? Why minister is saying all this? Now I need to now tell them what exactly is the issue, which even I don't know why he is doing this. We have a guess that he has some agenda here, but then how can I say all those? And meanwhile some well-wisher came, and then he helped me handle that media. And one well-wisher told me, Swamiji, all this media, everything is fine, but you have to immediately go and meet the police commissioner and tell him about what had happened just now. I said, we don't know police commissioner. He said, then we made some calls to 1 or 2 people. See, that time we were so new, we know only some 2-3 donors and maybe another few well-wishers. One of the well-wishers is connected to the home minister of that government, and then so we happened to get an audience, and she favorably responded. She didn't know about many details, and so she told the local police to cooperate, and so we came back here. The minister is saying, you cannot celebrate Janmastami next day. I will not permit this. All the Basti people are saying, we will come and break this, break that. And the minister, when he, after addressing the media, he went back. While going back, he locked the door, the gate of the temple, and took the key with him. So the entire media gave a twist. They said minister locked the temple and took the key with him. It has become such a big negative news for the minister. He has got that vinashakale viparita buddhi. He got that viparita buddhi means bad intelligence. And then so he just closed it, and then he went. So everybody started commenting, how can you lock a temple? So anyway, that is happened. And then he started threatening, you cannot have festival tomorrow. But anyway, finally, the police officer, ACP, he came and met me here. And then he met me here, and he was negotiating with me. See, minister is saying not to come. Swamiji, you celebrate here only, no? I said, see, we have printed thousands of invitations. All over the city, people will come for this festival, and then you are saying, no, we have to do this. He is saying, no, I will not permit. Then some of the well-wishers are saying, Swamiji will go. Who will stop, we'll see. We'll go in a procession from here to the temple, and then we'll celebrate. The police said, Swamiji, if you come on to road number 12, I will arrest you. Please mind this, he said. Then, I don't know what to do. Then immediately I called up the commissioner. I said, sir, we are in this country, India. We want to celebrate Janmastami. Do you think we can celebrate? He said, yes, Swamiji, yes. I think they should not disturb this. Something struck him. And then immediately he called up the local police and said, no, permit them, at least 1 or 2 hours, let them do there. And then I'll convince the minister, he told. So police commissioner spoke to the minister. And the next day we are supposed to take Makan Krishna from our ashram to this temple land. And you don't believe, by 8 o'clock, we are ready with Makan Krishna in our vehicle. In front of us, there are 4 pilot vehicles, police vehicles with red bulbs, and behind another 4 vehicles with a big van full of police. That is the kind of convoy Makan Krishna got. So Makan Krishna went in a convoy like a supreme king, and then we had celebrations there for one hour, and then after that we came back to ashram, and then that night we had Abhisheka there only in front of our ashram. So that was the beautiful Janmastami. First Janmastami happened in this land, and that's a miracle. It's a Makan Krishna's miracle and Narasimha's protection. So just we need to surrender to Prabhupada's instructions, particularly his instruction of chanting Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.